Welcome to the Clown Brothers Show, episode 2. I am Skullo the Clown, and we will be reviewing Batman 1989.
Skullo is right. We will be reviewing Batman 1989 for our first official review. Now, if you missed our first episode, that was our introduction. So this is episode 2 in the Clown Brothers Show. I'm just so excited to be bringing you more content. And the first thing that we will be reviewing is a movie. Aren't you excited, Skullo?
Most definitely, especially it has one of my favorite villains, the Joker, in it, and I will be so excited to give you all the synopsis of this story with this imbecile.
Wow, that is very rude, Skullo, but he is right that we will be giving you a synopsis of the story. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to go and watch it before coming back to us and getting our review with our synopsises and our review of what we will be doing.
Or if you just don't care and just want to hear the story from us, we have no problem with you just sitting here and watching our review / synopsis / whatever. Let's get this started.
Yes, Skullo, we shall get this started with the synopsis. So if you have not seen this movie, this is a classic, a great movie, because it has the Batman. Batman, one of my favorite characters as a hero, just like Skullo's is the Joker. The Batman.
Reddo, what are you doing with your hands there? That looks very weird.
Well, Skullo, I'm making the bat symbol with my hands because we are reviewing Batman.
All right, Reddo, that's very weird, but I will just move on and bring the first synopsis. So our story takes place in Gotham, a city that I would love to visit if it was a real city. It's a city made for people like me, where you have rampant crime and chaos going on in the streets. I mean, I don't know why tourists would even go to a city like that.
Skullo is right. This is a city of degenerates that all need to be taken out by the Batman, because we start off with a robbery that ends with Batman coming in and beating the crap out of 2 crooks who robbed people. And it is so great to see Batman in action, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I'm not really into superheroes, but at least Batman beats the crap out of these people. I would totally love to do that, but that's not very legal. Or maybe I have.
Well, Skullo, you might have once, but I don't believe that you're possible of doing that because you don't want a criminal record. Is that correct?
True, I don't have a criminal record, and I probably never will because nobody will find anything that I've done. I mean, never mind. Changing subject. So then we go to the election of Harvey Dent, who happens to not play a large role in this, but then we're introduced Jack Napier, the star of the show, not Batman.
Well, I might be a Batman fanboy, but at least I'm not fantasizing over a psychopath like someone else here. Yes, then we have the 200th introduction and whatnot. And then after this, we are introduced to the 2 reporters that we'll be seeing in the story, Vicky Vale and Alexander Knox.
Yeah, and I really do hate reporters. They're just vultures in the waiting to scourge everything that they can touch, because all they want to do is tell the story no matter what it happens to anybody involved.
Well, isn't that their job, Skullo? I mean, isn't it their job to tell the news what's going on, of what's happening?
Sure, but I wouldn't put all my money on an imaginary bat person flying around beating up criminals. I'm just saying, Mr. Knox, I'm just saying.
Well, then we are introduced to Batman at a gala with all kinds of rich people, a good party. I do love me some parties. And then after that, we have the Axis chemical situation. But I think let Skullo talk about it as he geeks out, you know.
I don't call it geeking out, but I will explain the storyline here. So, poor Jack Napier's been set up by his boss to take the fall for the police he owns at the district to come and kill him because he's sleeping with the boss's girlfriend or wife or who knows. She was kind of easy, so I don't know. But then he gets caught up with Batman and falls into a vat of chemicals and becomes the Joker.
Oh, yes, and after that, there is a date between Bruce Wayne and Vicky Vale. Oh, how much I do love stories, don't you? I mean, never mind.
Yeah, well, she was pretty easy. She's like the second from the first date. I never get like a second date, so I mean, that's pretty freaking amazing that it was easy for Bruce Wayne to really screw this woman, but then he decides to do the worst thing possible. He lied. So then that goes downhill.
Wow, Skullo, you sound like you have some experience in that realm of things. Do I hear that you might have had a girlfriend in the past?
No, I usually don't get a second date. Most of the time, they just run from me when I just come there looking like myself. I don't know what's wrong with these people judging the way that I look, but I don't know. But to change the subject, we'll get back to some good parts of the storyline, like the Joker kicking out his boss for trying to kill him and becoming what he finally is meant to be, the clown prince of crime, the Joker.
You're right, Skullo. And then we also go to the reporting where Vicky Vale is trying to discover who Bruce Wayne is and why he's so secretive and lies all the time, and is to uncover who Bruce Wayne really is and why he is the way he is.
That's right. And to the audience, that's why you don't lie to your girlfriend. Because if you do, then it's just a crap hole the whole entire time. They're trying to discover why you're hiding stuff and what's under the floors. I didn't mean to say that last part, but you know. But then going back to the story, we have the Joker taking over all of the criminal organization that his boss had. You know, a normal criminal thing.
Rightio, you know more about this than I do. But then after that, we have the scene where Bruce Wayne sees the Joker for the first time and realizes that he's Jack Napier, because if you haven't figured it out, Bruce Wayne and Batman are the same person.
I honestly think all you people should know by now that the Batman is Bruce Wayne. But just for reference, let me show you how long he's been around. Give me a second.
Skullo, are you really going on your phone right now? We're in the middle of a recording. Gosh, did you not prepare for this? We had to watch the movie like 3 times. Or at least I had to, while you fell asleep twice.
How dare you, man? I only fell asleep during, like, the romantic parts that I don't care about. Gosh, I was fully awake during all the Joker bits and the Batman fighting the Joker. I just didn't care about the stupid relationship crap.
Well, Skullo, that's sometimes one of the best parts of the story. Like, even the Joker becomes obsessed with Vicky Vale. Don't you remember that? Or were you asleep during that point of the story?
No, I was awake. I did see it because I was paying attention. Because if we're gonna do this, I pay attention. And okay, now the reason I was on my phone was because Batman came out in Detective Comics 27 back in March 30th, 1939. Ha ha, in your face.
Alright, I already knew that, but I was just waiting to see what your reaction would be. But let's go back to the story we were actually here talking about. I mean, really?
Alright. Okay, then we have after the Bruce Wayne and Joker meet up, then you have the sidekick of the Joker. I think that's Bob. He takes photos of everybody and tells the Joker about it, and the Joker's also upset because he is not getting the same publicity as the Batman. Because the Batman is the big story, you know? That is sad because the Joker should be the focus of all the news stories, but then he becomes obsessed with Vicky Vale because he sees her photo, which introduces that new plot line.
Well, you're actually forgetting a major plot line that you wouldn't forget. I'm saying you were awake during all the Joker points, right?
Give me a second. I'm thinking. Oh, right. He does the chemical attack on the people with the cosmetics and puts together that great commercial that I do love.
Well, yes, and then the Batman starts figuring out what is actually going on. And then we have the whole scene at the art gallery. That it was such a shame, all that precious art being destroyed.
Oh, you mean remodeled into a new, darker way? And the fact that Vicky Vale actually thought that... I wonder how they did that. Like, oh, I'm gonna somehow tell Vicky Vale to be at this art gallery at the same time so that I can destroy all the art and then also tell her about my big plan for who to photograph all my heinous crimes. Now, see, there's a big problem there. Now, the Joker, he is a showman. The most important thing is to keep everything on the down low because you never know who's actually watching, especially in our age of digital media. Who's gonna pull out the cameras or putting the body in the back of a trunk? Never mind.
Okay, that was a weird tangent, but let's get back to the storyline. Batman shows up and starts beating up all the criminals, and it's great. It's Batman being Batman, and then we see the Batmobile. The Batman 1989 Batmobile, the smooth curves, everything about it is just great. And then we have the car chase, and Batman is taking out all the Joker's thugs, you know.
Yeah, then Batman gets shot and knocked out because his Kevlar vest does take the bullet, but still. Then Vicky Vale does what all reporters are doing, hounding people, taking photos when they don't need to have photos mistaken. I mean, you don't know how many times it's happened to me. Oh, never mind.
Well, then we're getting back to the story. Then Batman takes her to his Batcave and then reveals the information about the chemicals that are attacking the city and how it's cosmetics and that certain combinations will have the chemical effect. With the chemical effect, it gives you instant laughter and then you die with a smile on your face. Wouldn't that be a terrible way to die?
I would love to die with my smile still blasted on my face, but the damn Batman, he figures it out, which leads us down the story to the point where Vicky Vale winds up in her own apartment the next day. I wonder what happened when she was knocked out.
Well, you need to get off your sick mind. Nothing would happen because they're dating, obviously.
Alrighty then, well then we get to the point where the Joker is upset because Batman figured out all of his plans like he always does. And the Joker has a big game that he plans on doing.
True, but Batman then decides that he must tell his secret identity to Vicky Vale to encourage their relationship so that she knows everything about him.
Which is like a weak point, bro. Like, I wouldn't tell anybody if I was a superhero or a supervillain that I was any of that, you know? I'm just me, so I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying.
Well, Skullo, it's about true love. But moving on, the Joker then shows up and ruins everything that he's going to tell her that he's Batman, and it would have been such a great scene, but the Joker's come in and ruin everything.
Nah, the Joker makes everything better and even uses the line. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Which reenacts something in Bruce Wayne's head back in time. The Jack Napier, the one who became the Joker, actually was the one that killed his parents. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, Skullo, he concludes this point after Joker gives this big speech where they're going to have another party because the city officials decide they do not want to do the 200th anniversary of Gotham because of this terrorist, the Joker.
Yeah, but he said he's going to have a really good party. He's going to throw $20 million out to the people. I mean, I wish I had $20 million to do frickin' anything.
Yeah, Skullo, I don't think you really need that money because who knows what you would actually do with it. You'd probably go crazy and go on like a 2-month bender and spend all the money on booze and women.
You're right. Never mind. Going back to the story, but after, he figures out that Jack Napier was the one that did it, he goes and he blows up the H chemicals factory, killing all the people inside. Wow, that's your hero right there.
Batman does not kill people. He has vowed not to kill people ever since his parents' death. He has vowed that he won't. Even though there might have been a building full of people that he exploded, you don't see any bodies or anything, so there's no proof that he actually killed anybody.
Yeah, Reddo, you could just keep living in your little fairy tale where you think that everything is the sunshine, rainbows, light pops. Batman doesn't kill people. Well, you just wait. You said you watched it 3 times.
Well, Skullo, did watch it 3 times, and now I'm going to go to another part of the story. We'll change the subject. We'll go back. We'll circle back on that and go back to the story where Alfred allows Vicky Vale to enter the Batcave, and Bruce and Vicky Vale have this moment together right before the Joker's parade.
You're right, the Joker's parade is coming up, but first I must circle back as well. I must circle back to the fact that Alfred, of all people, lets Vicky Vale just walk into the Batcave, like, let me come show you that Bruce is Batman. Let me just confirm all your suspicions. It's not like she's a reporter or anything and might just go around and tell the whole world, Bruce Wayne is Batman. I know Bruce Wayne is Batman and it's real, people. I have video footage. I have photography. I have everything. Why would she just do that? She's a reporter. That's against everything that she stands for crying out loud.
Well, Skullo, it's a love story. It's about these 2 people coming together in a superhero story. Now, you gotta have your little romance in the middle of everything. Why not? Why not make it a little bit more interesting? Because it's triangle relationship where Bruce Wayne and Vicky Vale are trying to get together. The Joker's trying to butt in on their whole relationship. And now we are getting to the parade. I do love parades, but probably not Joker parades.
Well, I'm excited for this whole sequence where he throws $20 million at the people. I mean, wow, that's getting everybody down there. And the real scheme is actually to kill everybody that's there. And even though you act like I don't do my research, Reddo, I did look up the fact that originally it was supposed to be turned out that it was the Joker's face on the $1 bill as a last joke to the people, but they cut the scene. I don't know why, but they did.
Well, that was good research, Skullo, but I'm going to go back to the reporters figuring it out first, and they try. They try to save people, and Knox ends up getting hit by a car in such dramatic fashion because Vicky Vale happens to be driving the car. And then Batman shows up. And when Batman shows up, he saves everybody by taking the balloons away. And the Joker's upset. So it comes down to this final battle between them.
And the Joker shoots down Batman's Batwing plane thing, and then it crashes and it explodes. The Joker takes Vicky Vale hostage and takes her up to the church in the bell tower. And then there's this epic fight where all the Joker's minions,
who happen to appear out of clear air, because, I mean, if you look at the scene, Joker's like, I need to go up there and get the helicopter out of here. And then somehow he has goons up there, but you never actually see the goons go up there. And then when the Joker puts acid on the bell and it falls, the cops can't get in there, but Batman's in there. Somehow, Joker has a bunch of goons up there. I don't know how they explain that.
well, Reddo, they need a final battle scene in the entertainment to really go down a drag-out fight. And the Joker's not really a fighter, and Batman has body armor, as seen in the final battle, where Joker throws a punch into Batman's gut and hurts his hand.
Well, then the Batman makes the revelation to the Joker that he knows he killed his parents, and the Joker's like, oh, I did that years ago, and then Batman knocks him around a little bit more until he falls, and then he takes both Vicky Vale and Batman with it, and I almost died 3 times.
Well, it can't end that easy for the Joker. The Joker wouldn't just die like that. He has to take people with him as the Joker's dancing in the gargoyles and trying to knock both Vale and Batman off. Batman does a low tactic. He hooks Joker to a gargoyle right when he's getting to escape.
Well, Batman has to stop him from escaping, obviously, because he cannot allow him to do any more chaos and anarchy to Gotham.
Well, Batman then inadvertently kills the Joker as he loses his balance because the weight of the gargoyle drags him all the way down and kills the Joker. My heart, I cried like 3 times. That really hurt me, as a person. That my idol just died, and nobody did anything. There was no medical attention. It just hurt me. I really would take all those people out that did nothing as the Joker laid there and died.
Well, Skullo, that he died probably on impact. When he hit the ground, it was done. It's sad to say, but we have to move on with our storyline. So after that, Batman saves the day, stops the Joker. Then they build a new bat signal to send him out, and then it ends with a shot of Batman over the city, protector of Gotham.
Yeah, and also Batman killed a couple people in that movie, if we're going to talk about it like reality. Joker was kind of, I guess you could say, an indirect death, but he still caused it, and then he threw the one guy down the bell shaft, and, I mean, if the guy landed on his legs, he might still survive, but as a cripple. And then you had the people at the building. I mean, Batman did kill some people, and he cracked up kind of a high kill count. You can't deny that.
No, Skullo, Batman did not kill anybody. I mean, the Joker, it was indirect, okay? It was indirect. And that one guy, he could have survived, like you said, and the people, they disappeared, so Batman does not kill people. It's an obvious thing everybody knows. If you read any comic books or watch certain movies, he does not kill people.
Well, I'm the kind of guy that has the philosophy that anybody can do anything to anyone at any time. And when you live like that, you understand how society works as a whole.
Well, I will not think like that, but that is our synopsis of Batman 1989. Now let's go into what we actually think about the movie. Why not?
Okay, Reddo, I really enjoyed this movie. This is a great movie. Jack Nicholson, who ends up playing Jack Napier in The Joker, does a really stellar job as the Joker. Really hones in the character and makes a good first impression of the Joker on people that didn't watch Batman 1966's TV show. And he really plays the dark version, the version that I like of the Joker. But, in my opinion, he will rise number 2 to somebody else we might get to later on.
Well, Skullo, to agree, this is a great movie, and I do recommend it to anybody that wants to watch it and watch all the things unfold. It's a great classic, a good Tim Burton classic that's out there, and I really enjoyed the Batman. It's a good serious outlook on Batman. Now, I'm not really into many serious things, but this is a good one to go and watch. I do have to recommend it to everyone that wants to see a good Batman story.
Yeah, so since we got through the synopsis and a little bit of our review of how great this movie is and that everybody should watch it, I guess I'll end us off this time. You got the first one, so I'll get the second one. If you all liked this content and want to subscribe, like it, share it, do all the YouTube stuff, and go follow us on maybe some Instagrams, maybe some Twitches. We'll maybe play some games sometime in the near future, which will be fun and exciting, at least for me. And if you do all those things, maybe I won't see you in your nightmares.
Skullo, why was your outro so dark and downtrodden? Why can't you just raise people up in the end and not keep bringing up the whole nightmare thing?
Because, Reddo, people like the bad guys, so I'm gonna be the bad guy now. And I guess you will be the quote-unquote good guy.
Well, Skullo, I will always be the good guy, but I guess we've finished this one, so we're 2 down. What are we doing next?
Obviously, I'll just be going out and have a good time. All right, bye. Have a nice day.
No, Skullo, you made a promise that you're not going to be going out like that all the time. No, don't leave. Gosh. Yeah. Skullo, you left the camera on. My goodness, I'm just...